All right, we're going.
Welcome to Banter Boot Camp Again podcast.
Again.
I'm Dave, that's Sam,
Yeah.
you're you, everybody in the chat,
Yeah.
everybody watching live,
Yeah.
everybody listening
Here we are.
from Bolivia and beyond.
From Bolivia to Nicaragua. The only two countries we're broadcast in.
That's it.
How weird would that be if we were like really exclusive about which nowhere country
We'd have like
let our
5
show.
downloads.
Yeah, and we are very thankful.
We could just say whatever we wanted to say.
And yeah, because they wouldn't understand it.
Right.
Most of them wouldn't.
Yeah.
Some of them would get very upset, probably.
Probably. Actually, I don't have controversial thoughts, Sam. I don't know about you.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Nah,
I'm very straight edged, right down the line.
Yep. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Never felt bad about saying a thing ever before. Why would I start now?
So you've never felt bad about anything you've ever said?
No.
Interesting.
No.
You've never had an incident where you're like, God, maybe I am meaner than I thought I was.
Well, now that you mention it, and you
Okay.
put it like that. No, I don't know. Do we want to dive right into that as our first little bit?
I don't know.
Let's do it.
That's on you.
Let's do it. So, I think I might come off as like a jerk sometimes
Okay.
because
Explain a little bit further here.
so I joke a lot.
You do.
That's like my language of communication is like I'm like a kid who has a crush on a girl, and I'm like in 3rd grade, and the only way to communicate it is to make fun of her.
Yeah, throw sand in her face.
I'm not like physical.
Uh-oh.
I don't think I am.
Whoops.
You sand kicker.
Yeah, that
Have you ever
happened.
told that story on this?
No.
Yeah, we'll get there sometime.
I
But
think
okay.
my wife would like that story.
So I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and I'll leave details and names out for anonymity.
Yeah, just create 2 people.
Okay, so there's like a guy, maybe his name's
Prince Charles.
Prince Charles.
Yeah.
It was him. We should probably not say that. So
Oh, you wanted to use someone
Prince
different. Okay. Edward's fair game.
And I sent a message to this person, Prince Edward, Charles Edward, and it was a joke about somebody that they're really close with.
Okay.
And the person that they're really close with, like if this person, think about this: if you have a person in your life that you care a lot about, and that person that you care about has someone that they care about, by proxy, you want to care about that person.
Of course, yes.
Right? And you want to let them know that I am accepting you into my life, and I want you to feel comfortable around me, and all the happy rainbows and unicorns that you can think of, right?
Okay, yep.
And so the way that I do that is I make fun of people.
You joke.
I joke.
Right.
I joke because I love.
I mean, all right.
And not everybody listens to comedy 24/7 and idolizes that mentality of like the jokes are how I communicate. And so like I forget sometimes that when I say things, it can come off probably like I'm just making fun of somebody.
Like a little bit mean.
Yeah, like I'm poking fun at somebody. And to me, when I say things, like when I make a joke about something that maybe I know someone's kind of insecure about it, I'm not blatantly like, hey, you fucking loser, like remember this stupid thing you said?
Right.
Or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm more so like just like a little like I'm shifting something over the table with my fingers, like a little note,
Right.
and it's a reminder that I know about it. You know what I mean? And I do that because in my head, it's like, hey, I'm remembering a small detail about you, and I want you to know that I think about you when you're not around. It's like supposed to be endearing.
I think about the things that you're insecure about when you're not around.
Well, when you say it like that, it's more so like, oh, this is how I am, and now I'm opening myself up to be like that with you, which means I'm being myself to you.
Right.
And I want you to, and in my head, I not that I want the person to see it as endearing, but in my head, it's instantly, I think it's endearing.
Right.
And I forget.
Because there's no malicious intent. You're just cracking wise.
Right.
You know, you probably don't, this person that Prince Edward's, is it Prince Edward's significant other?
Yes.
That you cracked a joke about.
Yes.
And you probably don't have a lot of information about this person.
Exactly.
So you're using the information you have to try to relate.
To create a relationship with this person.
Right.
And like by me doing that, like if I make fun of you for something, that opens the door for you to also make fun of me.
Yes.
I'm so in a sense, I guess I'm like almost trying to make myself vulnerable to you, where it's like, hey, we can do this with each other and it won't be personal.
Right.
The hard thing is not everybody understands what those boundaries are.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily know yours right away.
Our default settings,
Yeah.
someone like you or I, the people that we spend our time with at work, our default settings are to jab.
Yeah,
We're shucking and jiving. We're nothing goes untouched.
This is why we called it Banter Boot Camp, is because you're constantly, it's boot camp. You're at when you're hanging out with us, it's like
you better not fumble a word.
Put your dukes up. Yeah.
You gotta be on your game.
And if you do, you better be able to handle it, and then also jump on the next opportunity to make somebody else get the spotlight off of you.
Gotta roll with it.
Yeah, you have to be able to roll with it.
Right.
And you have to be like, I don't know, like to me, there's no closer sense of friendship than when you can make fun of one of your friends to their face and they can laugh.
And they can laugh.
And they can laugh.
It kind of seems like maybe in this situation. So I know the situation.
Yeah, I told you.
And the joke that you said, come on, it's not that bad.
I know it's not, but it's just the whole idea that like I'm assuming people understand how I operate.
Right. So you took this one small example that really wasn't that big of a deal, and you started applying it to everything. Like,
I had a moment yesterday where I like, and I'm not saying that I'm gonna change who I am, but it did make me think like, do I need to like be conscious of it more often? I probably should.
I mean, yeah. Do you find, like, looking back after this situation, can you call back and find any other ones?
Sure.
Where people maybe were uncomfortable? Yeah.
Easy. And, like, it's
not... I can, too, actually.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily because, like, you know, they outwardly, like, were showing that they were uncomfortable. But I can think back to times where I've, like, been myself, probably too much of myself too quickly with someone new.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Even when you're, like, so, like, you know, the person that I have been in a relationship with, there are times when I can think back to things that I said with them, and then later on they were like, you know, I can never tell when you're joking and when you're serious.
So you're like, shit, I don't know.
Right.
Actually, fucking my wife.
Yeah.
Used to say that a lot towards the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell when you're joking. So
I get
now
that all
it's
the time.
Understood. You know, but
I get that all the time from people. I can't tell when you're being serious. And it just makes me want to joke even more because now all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, you don't know anything about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, and it's like dangerous.
Yeah,
I could push someone away really easily.
Well, that's where it turns into intent.
Right.
Where if you're using it as a weapon,
right,
that's on you.
But that's where the line gets kind of gray because in that moment I'm still intending it to be a joke.
Right.
But like also I'm okay with inappropriate humor.
Right.
So like that's an inappropriate joke
aren't.
to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
It's a weird cascade to fall down where you go, shit, am I kind of a terrible person?
I don't know about terrible.
Like I don't want to be perceived as a bully.
I don't think you're
because that's the opposite of what I'm trying to accomplish.
Right.
You know?
Maybe just, you know, we talk about it all the time, man. You really can't treat everyone the same.
You can't.
You just can't do it.
I know.
You know, like work life, sports life. Everyone wants to be like, coach everybody the same. Be a boss to everyone the same. Nah, it doesn't work like that.
Right. Everyone speaks a different language.
Yeah, you can't be like shit like favoritism and shit like that. But you need to approach conversations and life with people differently. You have to.
For sure. Yeah. And I think the problem is I'm not trying to treat people the same. I'm being the same version of myself to everybody.
Right.
You know? It's more of like an inward thing.
So you
that
can
I need
go
to
one
address.
or two ways. You can say, fuck it, that's me. And
which is like the grossest. I hate that.
Depending on how you use it.
Yeah.
If you're fucking can't take it, then fucking get out the kitchen.
Yeah, when people are like, I'm just fucking being me. If you can't handle it, then you're fucking...
That shit's gross.
I hate that.
That's like Maury Povich fucking, you're an idiot.
That's somebody not taking accountability for their actions.
Right. You can still be yourself.
Yeah.
And not be like that.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean,
you can.
I like me. I like joking and laughing. Everybody likes me, dude.
It's funny because I'm putting it to something I've realized it, but it's just the way it is. I have a 15-year-old son.
Yeah.
And he's 15
Uh-huh.
in 2021. And
yeah,
that's hard. That's hard.
That's a different generation than you.
It's a lot different than when we were 15 for sure. And I fucking crack jokes with him all the time.
Yeah.
Little jabs and stuff. And there are times, man,
when you can see on his face that
he
he's
doesn't.
like, I'm not into
he doesn't
this.
think it's funny. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, my dad's disappointed in me," and I have
Yeah.
to be like, "Dude, no way.
I'm just
man.
kidding.
I'm just messing with you, buddy."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. That's I'm a bully.
Dude, that's the feeling that I had last night, and I was like, shit, I'm a fucking bag of assholes.
Oh man.
And because it doesn't it suck because you're the thing that you're doing in that moment is you're trying to make the other person, you're trying to lighten the atmosphere a little bit so they feel more comfortable, but sometimes it's being taken as the opposite, where you're like being a bully, you know, and you're trying to do the opposite of like, you can be honest with me, you can be vulnerable with me.
Right.
See, I'm joking,
Right?
And they're maybe
I'm going upstairs in my virtual world because my dad's a jerk. He sucks.
It's hard.
So he wouldn't like that joke,
right? Right.
At all.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard when like, and so this is where philosophy starts to come into it, right?
How?
Is this
Why?
like a coping mechanism? Is
I just
jokes all the time coping with something?
Probably because
Yeah.
we're not smart enough to think of anything else.
I know.
And also,
Or
how do you fill in the blanks?
Well, here's the thing: is that normal people who aren't broken probably don't fill in the blanks by deflecting jokes all the time. They probably just are honest about their emotions instead of trying to mask everything.
No one's honest. Cut the shit. No one's honest.
Some people are genuinely okay with the way that they feel, and they can verbalize that and vocalize that. What I do is I go, ugh, feelings. How can I make this a joke?
Yeah.
Because like what I really could have done is said, hey, Prince Edward, saw something today that made me think of your significant other. Just that I thought it was nice. I could have just said something like that. But is it creepy? Is it weird?
Well, Prince Edward in this case, you and Prince Edward are close.
Yes. Surprisingly.
You've gone on trips together.
Yeah.
Like to like remote islands and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've done
cool blue and white architecture on the buildings.
Oh, fuck. So
no, but here's
this was an inside joke between you and Edward.
Right.
Why did it have to be out? Why all of a sudden did it have to be outside of that?
Well, I think the problem is the way the joke was said was involve this other person.
Yeah.
You know? And, yeah, I don't know. I'm not worried about Prince Edward. I'm worried about the other person.
You're worried about the other person. Also, the way the joke was framed is you included someone else in it too.
Yeah.
You said, hey, this person.
So now I'm exposing your vulnerabilities to somebody else.
It was Dinah Shore.
Yes.
Dinah Shore saw that.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Dinah Shore? Said this, and it made me think of this person who I'm talking about through you.
Yes.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Right. And so, like, to me, it was like, hey, that's even nice of Dinah to think of this other person because they haven't even met yet.
But only knows through this jab that you threw at that person through this person.
And that's like,
what the fuck is going on?
People are like, what? People have like pen and paper out and they're trying to draw a line and they're like, no.
Sam made a joke about somebody else with somebody else, and then that person called the joke back, and Sam thought it was a good idea to relay the joke to the person.
Right. Like the person who told me the joke initially, I could have just stopped there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that it would, my broken brain goes, hey, I want them to know we're thinking of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that's really what all this boils down to. Like the details of the joke. Obviously, we haven't even said it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's just just thinking about how we talk to people.
Yeah, being conscious of and like not bleeding in your brokenness too fast, too soon.
I guess, yeah. That kind of
I guess
sucks,
really
dude.
what it comes down to is
like
acknowledging your brokenness because like to consciously not bleed it in, you have to understand that it's a thing.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, no, I'm just funny.
Yeah. So this is fun. This is good because I've been actually thinking about how I treat other people pretty often, actually. You were you were traveling.
Yeah.
And I went off for a while in the office in my office at work.
Right.
Because we're not there right now. So, it was about the last time we went axe throwing.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time we went axe throwing, we had a group of 9 of us. And we had 2... I'll say details on this. I don't even care. We had 2...
double lanes.
We had double lanes. So
we had 4 targets.
We had 4 targets because there's 2 in each lane. And we were just all throwing. Well, there was a guy who showed up.
Yeah.
Alone.
Mm-hmm.
And he was throwing by himself.
Yep.
And instead of just being by himself, instead of just being okay with being by himself, he decided that he was going to insert himself into every single one of our lives and make comments and try to join in on jokes and conversations and everything. And I'll tell you what, it was annoying.
Yes, it was.
It really was. And
that's okay.
And all 9 of us were annoyed.
Yeah.
Collectively.
Yeah.
All 9 of us at the same time.
We were a
without
transformer, and our final form was annoyed.
Acknowledging it, we're like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
But it made me start thinking, why?
So think about this, okay? And this is something I do a lot. Is I subconsciously, I don't have control over it. I make up stories for people.
Okay.
You know, like when you people watch.
Right.
Who's to say this guy might have just moved here?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't really know how to meet friends. Oh, wow, there's 9 guys over here who are doing the same thing that I like to do. How do I interject and maybe make friends with people?
Right.
And we're like outwardly trying to exclude him.
So I'm not going to lie. I thought about this dude for like 5 days after the fact.
Yeah.
Thought about him for at least a couple hours each day.
Yeah.
And I went off with Dustin. And he was confused. He's like, I was nice to him. I had a couple conversations with him.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so you're not like part of the problem, I guess. Like I was annoyed, like really annoyed. I wanted him to go.
You were also in a mood that
I was
day.
in a bad mood too. But it started making me think, man, like, and this maybe is too deep for it, but I don't give a fuck. We have a podcast where we talk about what the fuck we thought. There was 9 of us. It was an hour. We were axe throwing. Why couldn't we have just been like, you know what, bud? Come on.
We have an open slot on one of our things.
Like, why don't you come over and play with us? This is cool. It's fine.
Yeah.
Life's way too short to be like, fuck
Seriously.
you. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
And yes, he was annoying. And yes, he was very socially
Maybe
awkward.
he would have not been so bad if we could include him. Because he
Maybe.
was trying to interject.
Yeah.
Once you take that energy out of the equation and he's accepted, maybe he starts to be himself.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I couldn't get this kid out of my head, dude.
Yeah.
Because I started thinking about like my kids when they get older and how they're going to adjust to like having to make friends. And, you know, not everybody, and it goes back to what you're saying, not everybody has the same like mindset as, you know, a lot of dudes are like us.
Yeah.
Where they jab at each other, they tell jokes.
We also
and
have
stuff
pack
like
mentality in groups.
Exactly. And it started making me worried for my own kids.
Yep.
That
They're going to run into you.
they're going to run into a guy like me and my friends who are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Because we weren't like outwardly assholes, really.
Right. And we weren't trying to make this guy feel bad. What we were doing was internal.
Yes.
We were looking at each other. Like, I was trying to make you laugh by saying bad things about
You said something so horrible.
I don't even want to. I don't
that
even.
made me. I could not. Like, it caught me. It, like, went down in the back of my throat. I was like, ah! And I could not stop laughing, dude.
I'm so glad you can't remember what it was because I can't either, and I don't want to.
Oh,
know.
I remember
Do
exactly
you really?
what it is.
Fuck. Don't say it.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
We can blank it out if you want. So I had. Do you remember it?
No.
Okay, so we're standing. We can bleep it out if you want. So we.
I got notes.
Get your notes.
Yeah.
So we.
Fuck.
We're standing there. It's towards the end, and somebody mentioned something about the new Contra. And we're having a conversation about how there was a new Contra.
Yeah.
And this guy from 2 lanes over goes, "Oh, they just released a new Contra or whatever." And I was just like, I looked at him, I go, "Cool." And I just like went back. And then I had this like moment where I was like, God, that guy just needs some friends. and you were right behind me. Seriously.
Now I remember it.
Like the devil on my shoulder. You were right behind me. I couldn't see you. All I could do was hear you, and you go, nah.
Oh, God. And I was just...
oh, my God.
So here's the thing is I didn't say that because I genuinely thought
Of course not.
I was saying it because I knew it would make you laugh.
You wanted to make me laugh. And he didn't hear it.
No.
You literally like said it into my ear. It was for my ears only. And I just took it. And I loved it.
Ugh.
It like jostled me out of my bad mood.
Yeah.
And he didn't know.
He didn't know. But also, yes, but, right? Yeah, of course,
right.
But.
Right.
That's like not a good thing to say about anybody.
No, it's pretty much the worst thing you could have possibly
It's
said.
very insensitive. It's very, very insensitive.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's one of the worst things you can say to people.
Oh, yeah.
Like if we're painting broad strokes, like what are the worst things you can say to someone? That's one of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a first round draft pick if you're doing like a terrible insult draft.
And I said it to a stranger about a stranger. About a stranger.
Yes. But here's that dude. We left and we were all standing in the parking lot talking for a little bit before we all like parted ways. He just went by himself over to the next place. Right. He went over to Urban Air and he's probably jumping around going, "Hey, want to be friends?"
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but like it's just the thought of
he was like Ichabod Crane-ish, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he was all limbs.
He was. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, there's so much to that story that we don't know about him.
So much,
you know, like because my first thought is like, why doesn't he just go to a bar and meet friends that way? Maybe he doesn't drink.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe he moved here because he had such a bad life at the other place that he lived.
I mean, ultimately, yeah, we're spending a little bit of time making fun of him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I have felt terrible.
Right. Well, that's what I mean.
I wasn't even outwardly mean to him. I started looking at it not even just as like us and him, more as like a people. And how the fuck did it get to the point where we're just like collectively, fuck you.
And
you are not part of us.
Here's the thing that bothers
we don't own that.
This bothers me
thing.
the most is that I actively preach that shit to people.
Yeah.
I go, why can't we just be nice to each other?
But in the moment,
not all the time.
Yeah.
Because I'll do nice gestures to random people, strangers, all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not Gandhi, but I do try to have most of the water in the good bucket and not in the asshole, bully, funny bucket. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least with intention.
Right.
Once again. But it bothers me because in that moment, I didn't do the thing that I've probably told so many other people to do or made like when I'm watching like a thing about a celebrity being an asshole or like looking at YouTube and seeing people do pranks to people. And I'm like, why can't we just be nice to people? And then in a moment like that, here I am doing the opposite of what I fucking go out there and say on my soapbox.
Yeah. It's weird. There were 9 of us.
Yeah.
We were the Wu-Tang. We were the White Tang clan.
Yeah,
and,
right.
you know,
Which is dangerously close to another clan that we don't want to be a part of.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It's so close.
It's so close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were those assholes for an afternoon. Just an hour. Just an hour. But who knows? Maybe that guy did go do that. Maybe he did hear it.
Do you think there's like the majority of groups would have allowed that dude in? I don't think so.
I think.
And that's why I'm looking at it from more like a high level.
I think the group that lets him in is another group of vagabonds.
Yeah.
Right?
But they would be a group if they're vagabonds.
Well, I mean, like they're not as close as we are. The group
we
that
weren't all that close.
But like inside of our group, we have patches of very close.
True.
Like you and I are very close.
Right.
You and Taylor are very, very close. Ben and all of us are close.
And then we all kind of connect. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Moral of the story: maybe don't say that about strangers.
Yeah,
that's for me at least. And maybe for everyone.
It's just funny because I don't even know if I'm put in a situation like that again. I don't even know if I would be welcoming. I don't know.
Well, here also
maybe I would now.
Do you have to?
I don't think you have to be.
I don't want to have to be the person. We can be neutral.
Yeah.
We can be neutral.
Yeah.
It's not black and white. It's not accepting everybody and involving everybody in everything you do or blocking everyone out. There's a lot of gray area.
Yeah, there was a group of girls towards the other end. They could have accepted him in
exactly.
too.
The guys at the counter could have come over and thrown with him.
Yeah. Well, why was it just up to us?
Right. We're 9 people who came there with a purpose to have fun with each other.
Right.
Are we justifying this right now?
Kinda. Because I honestly, I don't know if we did anything wrong other than your joke.
Just my joke.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like, I don't know. Like, Dustin was nice to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said a couple things to the guy.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah. They weren't what I said behind his back.
Well, no. But we've already established you're a bully. Like,
right.
we come to expect that that's how you're
you got me to agree with you for a second. No, I'm not.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess the moral of this fucking episode is be a better person.
When you want to be. Be a better person when it's convenient for you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, is this like even thinking about him making his situation about me?
Also,
because he has a situation.
Well, let's also say this. Is us having this conversation and thinking about him at any point between when it happened and today doing anything for this guy?
No.
Or is it making us feel better?
It doesn't make me feel better.
But like working it out helps us understand. It's almost like a self-serving thing.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's self-serving so that maybe we can do the right thing in the future.
True.
Because this guy is gone.
Yeah.
We're never going to see him again.
I don't even remember what he looks like.
Yeah, because he just looked like a dude.
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah, that situation is long gone.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything that I can pull from that situation that I can bring with me going forward?
Self-reflection's important for things
that.
like that.
That's kind of where I was going with
yeah.
that.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. It seems like so long ago at this point. I wish that my rant, I could have had this microphone because I fucking went off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I heard it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you
I even got Dustin thinking.
So it was the same point of view as you have right now?
Yeah, but it was like way more like bird's eye view.
Grandiose.
Yeah. I was like dinosaurs and everything. I didn't go that far, but
this goes all the way back to the Cretaceous period.
Oh, it was 10,000 BC.
We need to start at the beginning to truly figure this out.
It's like the Tree of Life. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird one. Yeah, so, okay. Now that we've established we're assholes, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
I don't know. Well, you know who else is an asshole?
Who?
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle's a fucking asshole.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
But he's a funny asshole.
Yes.
But there's differences in the levels of how he does it.
Yes.
You know?
So, Dave Chappelle's final special with Netflix, or the final special on this deal.
The closer.
Netflix came out if you haven't seen it yet.
Which, by the way, I love the intro because it's someone thumbing through vinyl.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. There's like a dope-ass Mos Def song playing. It's good.
Dude, his verse, it's like... I want to sit down and break down the rhyme scheme for it because it's like complex.
It's really
dude.
good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, everybody at this point knows Dave Chappelle. And
divisive.
He's divisive. He likes to push the limits.
He is also considered by many to be the best alive.
It's quite possible that he is the best comedian alive, yes.
Yeah.
I want to be careful with this conversation.
Yeah, me too. Also, because I've only watched it once, and so I'm not familiar with every detail.
I've only watched it once as well.
Familiar with every detail.
Basically, there's a lot of people up in arms about it.
Which happens every time.
Every time he releases a special. This one feels a little different. He is very much disliked in like the transgender community and LGBTQ plus, basically that whole community. Even women,
non-cisgendered people.
Yeah, because he makes a lot of jokes about them.
Yeah,
he makes a lot of jokes about
historically as well.
Yep, and
he thinks them through before they make it to a special. So like for him, by the time it gets to the special, I think he views it as it's hard to punch a hole in this. It's hard to find a hole in this.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and we talked about this a little bit. I think the last time we recorded live about like the state of hip hop, the state of comedy with like Norm dying, and how his philosopher joke.
Yeah.
And how a lot of comedians nowadays, they like to play that philosopher role.
Yeah.
None more than Dave Chappelle.
None. Yeah, not even close.
Now, he is a great comedian in every way possible. He is hilarious. He's a great joke writer. His delivery is fantastic. His presence, he's a fucking pro. He might be the best of all time.
Yeah.
He really does like to be the philosopher, though. He does.
Yep. Side note, I'm curious because there was a special that came out a while ago, right when he signed the deal with Netflix, and he started it by being like, "This is easy for me.
Yeah.
I have to challenge myself to have fun with this."
Right.
And so part of me wonders if the most challenging way for him to come up with jokes now is to come at it from this point of view.
Yeah, maybe. And he's always even Chappelle's show.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
he's
It's
always
all
saying,
commentary.
and there's nothing wrong with saying something in your jokes. There's nothing wrong. What I worry about is a comedian like him who's so big. He's beyond big. And he says these very, very controversial things, and he has these groups of people who rail against him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
He could just play they're just jokes card. They're just jokes. He can't do that. He can't. At this point, they're not just jokes. And I'm not saying right or wrong. I don't have an opinion right now for this conversation. I don't have an opinion on what he's doing. He isn't only joking. And in this special, it's very clear to me that he isn't just joking.
Yeah.
This isn't just for the jokes. He drew a line in the sand. He's put his foot down.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Sure.
Not because this is my point of view, but just I'm trying to think from other people's standpoints.
Yeah.
Who is it? Are we allowed to look at somebody's craft and tell them their intent as a consumer?
I guess not, but
I know what you're saying.
This was pretty clear.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he stated things as fact with no punchline.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not interpreting anything. I'm just
Right.
listening to what he's saying.
Yeah, for sure. And once again, I'm not trying to say this is how I feel. I'm just saying that
I
people
just
would think that.
he can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's Dave fucking Chappelle. You can't cancel Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear that you can't do that. You know?
I mean, this is a well-made point at this point in time, but the outrage really probably should be pointed at if you're mad that those jokes are out there or this special is out there, you should be mad at the platform because he made the argument. And once again, it's been made many times, not new, but he's talking to a lady in a parking lot and he's like, did I follow you to your car and do my routine for you?
Right.
Or did you turn on Netflix and watch it?
Keep it in the comment section, bitch. Yeah. This isn't even about me agreeing or disagreeing with anything he's saying.
Right.
It's just, as a comedian, if you're going to do this, you can't just say, oh, they're only jokes.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah. They are jokes. From my point of view so far, I say they are not, you can't say they're just jokes. They're jokes mixed with your real opinion.
Yes.
And you're allowed to do that.
Of course.
But that also means that everyone else is allowed to have their opinions about you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's not trying, he even, makes it very clear he's not trying to silence anybody.
Yeah.
I
think overall, from what I can gather on a first spin, a lot of what he was trying to say was missed by the people who were mad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
definitely
100% agree with that.
Definitely say
but
that.
He did seem to take it in the special just a little bit further to be look, this is exactly what I mean.
It's understandable why people would overlook those things because of the tone and the way he said the other things.
Yeah. Like he is backing up like a couple people who, are going through like the cancellation process.
Oh, yeah.
Which cancel culture fucking, it has its negative, It's not perfect.
Nope.
And
there's no real criteria yet.
Right. It's just kind of a risky thing to do, like with your career.
Yeah.
And when you back people who are being canceled for the things they're being canceled for, you're taking the same stance, basically.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot, but there's also, at the same time that he's doing that, he's also trying to help, like that story at the end. I'm not going to give it away.
Right.
But
no, it hasn't been out for long enough.
It's a really touching story.
It is.
And that's a version of him that people are kind of it's not, I don't know if it's purposely, but they're not letting that be
they're
a part
leaving that out because it doesn't fit their narrative.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of it that's really funny.
When you state, some of it is unbelievable. When you state that something is fact, that the group of people dislike you, don't believe that.
Yeah.
You took a stance.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yep. There's a lot of the special that was really funny. And then there's some of the special that was Dave Chappelle being Dave Chappelle.
For me, like the biggest takeaway, it was more funny than anything. But that's just as a casual fan who doesn't have any skin in the game.
Yep. There was a really funny line where he was talking about how feminists don't like him, and he goes, "I don't know what I can do to make these bitches understand."
Yeah, that's a funny play on words, man. That's crazy. Yeah.
It's just like stupid funny, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And then some of it's just like very deep thought.
Yeah, he likes to get deep.
He does.
He likes to get deep.
And
I'm not looking for that in my comedy, really.
No, me
but
neither.
I can appreciate what he does.
But at the same time, and this is just coming to me now, so forgive me if it's a messy thought, but there's a lot of people that would get mad at him for the stances that he made that would also say, when you're a person of that stature and that size and that have that much of a platform, you need to be using it for... And he's using his platform.
He sure is.
In a way where he's like, listen, I know I have a lot of your attention, and so I'm going to do this more thoughtfully. Yep. And that's where comes in philosopher Dave Chappelle. So, like, in an essence, he's using his platform in a thoughtful way.
Yep.
But he's also, saying a lot of... I don't know if I've heard him outwardly come out and hide behind him saying these are all just jokes,
No, maybe not lately.
Yeah.
That is a very common thing in the comedic world.
It happens every fucking time someone has... They're just jokes.
Right.
Happens
I'm not
time.
saying Dave Chappelle. I'm just saying, like, comedy as a whole.
Yeah.
Since he's the biggest influencer in comedy now.
Yeah.
Like let's put it this. With this special that he just did, if Dave Chappelle was an up-and-comer and say he had just gotten a Saturday Night Live gig.
Yep.
If this special would have came out, he would have been taken off the gig.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, did you watch Shane Gillis' special?
No.
Dude, it's a really funny.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not trying to change the subject, but he did a very, very masterful move as far as building his audience and getting ready for this. Like, obviously, he went through the cancellation and got kicked off SNL before he even got a chance to start working for him.
Right.
He then went on YouTube and built a sketch comedy show like a la Key and Peele.
Yeah.
It's called Gillian Keeves, and it's really popular. So they made a channel for Gillian Keeves. They got millions of followers.
So being canceled helped his career.
Yeah, he stopped showing up for a long time.
Yeah.
But then they made that, and it got popular really quick. And then he made a YouTube special and released it on that channel. So, like, instead of just doing it on his personal channel, he got a following by, like, starting a different brand, got the heads in, and then pushed his comedy out on that same thing. It was a very smart business move. Mm-hmm. And the special is really funny.
Yeah. I've never even heard anything by him.
Me neither, until I watched this special.
It's a very good special.
Dude, I loved it. It was great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I had a thought, but it's fleeting.
Just like everything.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much.
Somber episode time.
I guess here's my last point I want to make on Dave Chappelle. Okay. And this is coming from a fan. I don't give a shit. I'm a fan of Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
But when I look at a special like this and how divisive it has become, and how there's this big talk about like punching down, and that's an ongoing theme throughout the special, where people are accusing him of punching down on the transgender community, and he spins it around by saying that he's black and he's been through a lot, and his people, they're being punched down to all the time. It's there's a lot of truth in that, for sure. I guess him as a single entity, and him using his platform to announce his stance on this group of people's lives, what how they identify and how they just live their life. And I think a lot of times he understands that. You know, I think that his whole overall point is that we're all just people trying to live our fucking lives.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when he does a special like this, he is not ignorant to the fact that it is going to create this.
Yeah.
It is not going to create this at all. So as a people, as his culture, is the black culture punching down to transphobic or transgender people? No. But is he? Is Dave Chappelle and his stature punching down a little bit?
Well, that's another point that I think he made. He goes, in order to punch down to somebody, it requires you to not understand them and to not respect them. And he goes, that's not the case with.
Okay. Is making jokes that he knows are going to push buttons. He knows it. He knows that this is going to be in the headline cycle. He knows it. Mm-hmm. He knows that people are going to call for his head. He knows that there are going to be Netflix boycotts, calls for it. He knows that. And yet he still does it.
Yeah, no, I'm once again, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to think of the whole picture here.
I'm just trying to think of it from a way of like, okay, you act like.
Well, it's hard because the joke isn't necessarily doing something to push that group of people back in their progression. But what happens is, by him saying the joke, then it empowers the people who truly believe in that standpoint. It justifies their thought, right? And their feeling.
Because there's a lot of people who are railing against him, the transgender community, LGBTQ, who aren't listening to the whole thing. They're not listening to the whole thing.
Right.
But that goes for this other side too.
Absolutely.
The people who are only taking what they want out of it in a negative light.
Right. Yeah, it can, I think I would, and this is just me spitballing my thought. Mm-hmm. I think it can be definitely labeled as irresponsible.
Yeah.
But I think that's so far where I'm at. It can be irresponsible.
Right. I guess when I say like they're only just jokes and that whole mentality is that's kind of what comedy's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And the fact that Dave Chappelle has crept into this like philosopher, voice of the people, a lot of times he's considered like the final word in something.
Yep.
When George Floyd, when all that occurred, that little special he put out, that was like, oh, this is the defining moment in this. He has created that for himself. He's more than just a comedian now.
So,
and when he uses his platform for something like this to take this kind of stance against a people, it's hard, man. It's a fine fucking line, dude.
So if he were able to find a way to get his same sentiment across through a more outwardly jokish vessel, would all this be different?
I guess.
It's weird.
It is weird. I guess also, why does he have to do this?
Right.
Be a comedian without relying on this.
Right. And
You're funny enough to where you don't have to do this.
But like, and once again, I'm just thinking here. I wonder if this is the only way it's fun for him is to challenge himself and know that it's going to be like this.
All right. Well, I'm glad
it's irresponsible.
I'm glad that him challenging himself comes at the cost of other people's feelings.
Right.
That kind of sucks, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very selfish.
Because I think it's his. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think of like that I think it was Louis C.K. the 9/11 joke.
Yeah.
Who was the first person to masturbate after the plane hit the second tower?
Yeah, it was me between the two planes hitting.
Right.
Yeah. That's a great joke. That's a joke.
Right.
That's a joke.
But it's about something that.
Yeah, but there's no intent behind it.
Okay. Right.
Louis C.K. doesn't play philosopher. Dude.
Right. Right. And intent is everything. And so once again, it's hard for. And this is where it starts to get muddy is we don't know what his intent is, but we can say it's irresponsible, right?
If you watch the special again.
Yeah.
Look, his intent.
I'm not saying I disagree with you and agree with him. I'm just saying.
I know.
Like somebody who paints a picture that's abstract, you don't know what their intent is. That approach could be taken with his comedy. I am saying that the subject matter with the vessel and how he's giving the joke, all those things together is irresponsible of him to do.
A little bit.
When you add in his platform and his reach and all these things.
Right.
I'm just saying we can't outwardly know what his intent is outside of I want to make people laugh with this and I want to get my opinion out there.
Yeah. I would agree with that standpoint on every single stand-up special I've ever seen, except for this one.
Yeah, because of that one section, right?
There's a section in there where it's clear to me that he wasn't a comedian for a little bit there.
Right.
He
Oh, yeah,
wasn't
for
at
sure.
all,
I'm agreeing with you 100%.
Yeah, right. And it sucks because this wasn't even a fully formed thought I was having before we sat down, you know? And I'm kind of all putting it together that I guess I just don't. I guess as for me personally, I don't look to stand-up comedy to tell me how I'm supposed to feel.
And I'm not looking to stand-up comedy.
I'm not saying you are either.
Yeah. And I'm not looking to stand-up comedy. I am looking. Actually, I'm going to change that. I was going to say I'm not looking for it to like change the way I think because I want to have a different perspective on things and find the humor in it.
Right.
So I'll take that back.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, the closer.
It's conversation worthy, that's for sure.
There's some parts of it that are just funny jokes.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
As a comedy fan, just looking at it as it's a masterclass. The guy's incredible.
He's just he understands it so well.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah. I gotta take a piss.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Hey, how do you feel?
I feel fine. I feel relieved.
Right. A weight has been lifted from your bladder.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let's change the tone of this fucking thing a little bit here. Yeah. That went way longer than I thought it was going to. So, a lot like last week, we're going to do a little segment called Dave Throws Ideas at Sam.
We're still working on a name.
And then they both talk about the thing. So throughout the last couple weeks, I've just kind of tried to jot down a few things that stuck out to me, whether they're headlines, whether they're thoughts, whether they're, whatever. So first, going to throw something at you.
Okay.
All right. Give me your thoughts on R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
So specifically, do you think all his music should be removed from streaming services?
Ooh. That's a good question, dude. No, I don't. Yeah. I don't think it should. I think what should happen is revenue from it should go to something that benefits victims of the same thing.
Okay. All right. I can see that.
Because here's the thing. You're never going to – the internet's the internet. You can't remove it forever.
No.
You can't do it.
No.
So what can we do to make it a good thing now?
Right. And you take it away and it's just going to make people want it more.
Uh-huh. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The TP2.com was one of the first CDs that was ever given to me as a gift.
Okay.
And it was from somebody who didn't really know me.
Yeah.
So, and I was never into that music as a kid. So I got it for Christmas one year and I was like, cool, thanks.
Yeah. What a fucking sick fuck.
How long's he going for?
I think I don't know. I don't know the details,
Forever.
but for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing some pretty fucked up shit.
I know.
But Bill Cosby came out and said, the guys like us, they're just trying to get us. He really did say that.
Oh, my God, dude.
Colin Jost made a joke on Weekend Update. It was like, so R. Kelly went away, blah, 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 and Bill Cosby came out and said they're just out to get us. All this and more in an interview from Not Helping Magazine. It's pretty good.
That's like a Norm joke.
Yeah, that's I was trying to channel him there. It was not last night's SNL, but the last week's SNL. They did a little tribute to Norm.
I need to see that still.
Yeah, Pete Davidson came out and did a little segment. He had Norm on his shirt, and then at the end, they were basically just like, it's with a heavy heart that we're doing this even right now. So to end the show, we're just gonna let Norm finish, and they just played a few of his jokes.
Awesome.
It was really awesome. Yeah. Same on the SNL topic. Beck Bennett left.
Yeah. My thoughts?
Yes.
I think that it's a good thing for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Kyle's going to be next to go.
Yeah. He didn't even do anything the first week and did one skit the second week.
Yeah. They're buddies from before they made it on SNL.
Yeah.
And I don't think Beck Bennett's humor matches the tone of what they're trying to the
Going
audience
forward.
is trying to get.
I thought he was a great cast member.
He's one of the best.
Yeah.
He's one of the best.
He did a great job. He was the guy that could fill in, you know.
I think he'll find more success on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe.
Doing his own thing.
Because I remember, you know, when he was a featured player on SNL, and he did those funny things on YouTube with the kids.
Yep.
Those were funny videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a smart move on his part. I think it's probably real scary to leave SNL.
It's muddy on whether it was his call or
Really?
Lawrence. Yeah, I guess I don't really know.
I mean,
they announced it like the day before they premiered.
Weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
And they've got their new featured players. They got one guy who's almost like doing the Beck Bennett role. Like he's
it's
fucking in
typecast
almost every skit, you know?
Yeah. Someone who's like Clay.
Yeah.
Who can mold.
It's like what Sudeikis was. And look at Sudeikis now.
I know.
You know?
I think Beck Bennett has potential to be a star outside of SNL.
Yeah. I can see that. He's funny, man.
He's real funny.
Yeah.
And he probably helps a lot of the behind the scenes funny too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This one will hit home for you.
Okay.
And probably would have been a different take if I would have asked it a few weeks earlier.
Ooh, interesting.
Sports cards.
Sports cards.
Yeah.
I'm for it. No, I don't understand how it's almost like a boomer version of crypto. Like I don't understand how the values are made for everything, but it's cool and I get it.
Yeah.
And for me, you know, like you said a couple of weeks ago, I wasn't into it.
Yeah.
I understand the allure because as a child I did get into it.
Of course.
But it's a different version of it out there now.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
And now I have a card that has a piece of a jersey and a signature from like one of my favorite players of all time. So I'm for it.
Yeah. So Sam and I, we have a mutual friend that we work with. He, you know,
did something really nice.
Really nice.
Really nice.
You know, he got a good bonus for his job. And what he did is he bought a 2020-21 soccer Panini Chronicles hobby box.
Which is words that make sense to people.
Well, that's just the brand of what the
I know, but if you said that to me a couple weeks ago, I'd go, sounds like a sandwich, but go ahead.
So it's a hobby box. It's like the best box you can buy of, you know, whatever that particular kind of card is. You know, it's a few $100. And what he did is he got a list of like the teams that were in it, different leagues, whatever, and we randomized teams and you know, he allowed Sam and I into this like box break.
Yeah, it was like a gift.
Free. It was amazing.
Like a gift.
And Sam got the best card out of it.
Like last card pulled.
Yeah.
For those who care, Wayne Rooney, Manchester United, game-worn patch and signature on the card.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So cool.
Numbered to what?
205 or 215 or something like that.
Right. Yeah, because it was like a little bit higher than I would have liked to see, but still a great card. Still a great
like to
card.
me, that's like a memorabilia thing that I'll put in a frame.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And like so now I understand the draw, but here's the weird thing: is like that card to me should be worth more than the rookie card of the person who's getting in there right now.
I hear
but
you.
it's also just my opinion.
Right. No, that's a lot of people's opinion. So a lot of it, like, so for people who have been following us for a while.
Not that I care about the worth of the card this time.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. That I was, I got the Coastal Collectible breaks. They're on our YouTube channel. I was opening cards for people, stuff like that. And one of the biggest problems that like real collectors actually do have is you can get a signed football cards are probably the most popular. So you can get a signed like, you know, Brett Favre, Joe Montana rookie
relic,
and it's like, oh my god, that's probably worth a lot. And you're like, oh yeah, it's worth a couple $100. But you get a guy who's not even established yet, and they're getting like $40,000 for the card, and it's crazy. It's insane. So everybody's looking for the new. So like Patrick Mahomes, like his rookie cards are going for, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Wow. So everybody's just hoping for that next guy. And in baseball, it's Mike Trout. He had a card sell for like $2.something million.
A card?
Yeah.
A piece of paper with
it's like an auto 101 you know, whatever. But yeah, like $2.3 million.
That's so much money.
I know.
To other
2.4 or something. I can't remember exactly, but millions of dollars.
It's not a lot of money to me.
Okay, speaking of not a lot of money, Shiba Inu coin.
I knew this was going to happen.
Yes.
I Well, full disclosure, I'm rich now. I'm a millionaire now.
All right. Yeah.
And I have all the money in the state of Maine. They gave it all to me.
Yeah. You have millions of something, that's for sure.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Girlfriends.
So 0. So Shiba Inu is a cryptocurrency. For people who have been following us for a while, you know that trading has been a big part of this show.
Yeah.
Big part of this world for a while. Not so much now. But Shiba Inu, it's a very, very cheap coin in the vein of like Dogecoin. It's on Coinbase. It's incredibly cheap. Right now you can buy 1 million of them for like $27, you know.
Let me try and explain it in a dumb person's lingo.
All right.
Shiba, remember, here's my rundown of what Shiba Inu is. Remember Dogecoin? No? Well, that's okay because there's a new one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a quadrillion Shiba Inu coins.
Yeah, but you can't touch them.
Well, no, it's cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
But there are a quadrillion of them. That's too many of one thing.
It's a joke.
They could burn half of them, and it would still be too many.
I'm starting to think that it's not going to go for much more of a run than we've seen.
Oh, no, it will.
You think so?
As long as it goes on Robinhood.
If it doesn't do that, I don't know if we're going to see it go much
Oh,
higher.
no, it has to go on Robinhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's fun to dream about.
Uh-huh.
It's fun to be like, oh, what if it goes to a penny and all of a sudden we're millionaires?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's probably not going to happen.
No.
They need to burn at least half.
At least.
And burning is just getting rid of some of the supply so that they go away forever. And it needs to go on Robinhood.
Did you see that one whale bought like hundreds of billions of them, like 500 billion?
I thought it was upwards over 1 trillion.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But either way, the number is...
Well, that's what created this.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So when Sam and I started buying a week and a half ago,
dude,
you could get a yeah, okay.
I looked, my first purchase was like September 16th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you could get $1 million for like $6-7 at that point.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Now $1 million's costing you close to 30.
Yeah.
So it's already going. I've made money.
Oh, me too.
Like I could sell right now and actually be like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, same here.
But it's just gonna be one of those scratch ticket holds because Doge.
I know.
I had enough Doge at many different, because I used to trade in and out of it all the time, and I would trade like hundreds of thousands of these things at a time, and they were so cheap.
Yeah.
And then Doge ran to 75. Believe me, I never thought that was possible.
Yeah.
I never thought that was possible, dude. Right. There's too many of them. It's the same arguments.
Right.
I never thought it was possible that Doge could do that, and it fucking did. And if I would have had how many I had at one point, I mean, I fucking wouldn't be sitting here right now. Yeah. There's no fucking way.
You'd be sitting on a throne above me like the Dalai Lama.
Probably.
And I would look you right in the eyes and say, you don't deserve it, you
I'd
fucking
be
piece of shit.
Punching down. Well, so with this, with the publicity behind it, with the rumors, with everything, it reminds me so much of Doge. It reminds me so much that it probably won't happen just because it is so similar.
Well,
but just in case it does.
That's my thought process here is that I think enough people heard about Doge, didn't understand it, and then we'll see the second version of it, which is like the cheaper Walmart brand equivalent, that it'll have a pump because people go, oh shit, again. But in reality, lightning cannot strike twice in the same spot.
Well, with crypto it can. I've seen it strike many times, honestly. I've seen it strike many times.
I'm just I'm keeping my excitement levels down and just going, that'd be cool.
I mean, look, you know how I am
with
trading. I'm very conservative. I like to just make the money.
Yeah.
With this, there is potential here.
I know. Trust me.
There really is.
I've already made too much money, in my opinion, on it.
Yeah. Like a quadrillion of one thing is too much, and there needs to be, work. Yeah. But, I mean, the cheapest thing on Robinhood always gets bought up. Always. Yeah. And if this thing goes on Robinhood, it's going to be the cheapest by far. Yeah. And it's going to go,
I'm
dude.
Thinking about just throwing even more money in it.
Oh, I've got a plan. As long as it stays where it's at, it's so fucking cheap still. It can keep on going. I don't know. I just got money in my Coinbase, and like when I think of it, and I look, and like it's down a little bit, I just buy $1 million. Yeah. I'm just letting that add up. Yeah. $20-$30 at a time. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. It's worth it for the long run. It's worth it just for the possibility. Right. As long as you have the money. All right. Next, Topic.
Hit me with
I don't know if you heard about this. Super Bowl halftime show.
Ooh, yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige.
Yep.
Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
Dr. Dre.
Uh-huh.
Who's the last one?
Eminem and Kendrick Lamar.
And Kendrick.
Yeah. That is
crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Here comes the cancel Eminem brigade.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
Cancel Dr. Dre brigade. I can't say this word.
Brigade.
Brigade.
I don't even know how you just said it. What are we? Brigade.
I think I just...
Brigade.
Just, you know.
Remember when we were talking about how you came and say
oh,
a word
yeah.
wrong?
No. I got nothing to say. I can't even say it if I did. You know.
Brigade.
Yeah.
I give it a good brigade.
So the Super Bowl halftime show, to me, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like that they're doing it.
This one?
Uh-uh.
Why?
Because it's too close to me.
Oh, you're worried about it.
I'm fans of them.
You're
I felt
worried
the same
about
way
it.
with The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, you're worried about it.
There's too many eyes.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what they'll do. I mean,
it's going to be fine.
It's going to be
it's
fine.
A Super Bowl halftime. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Mary J. Blige, though.
Yeah.
She's fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
I have a shirt, a Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige concert T-shirt.
That's cool.
Every time I wear it, someone's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "It's cool, right?"
And they're like, "Yeah, okay."
And I walk away like, "You can't tell by the way I use my walk and my woes." That's how I walk away.
I like it. Yeah. It's more surprising that they are doing it.
When's the last time you had a group like this? It's never happened, right?
Not like this.
Because usually you have one person and they have a bunch of guests come on, maybe.
Yeah.
Like J-Lo.
But now they've just been like, it's not like, hey, it's Dr. Dre doing the Super Bowl halftime show and then
featuring
guests. It's like, oh, it's all of them.
Right. So how are they going to do that?
I have no idea.
Does everyone get 2 songs?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Obviously, Eminem's going to do "Lose Yourself." That's the only thing That's the only thing I know for sure.
I wonder if they're gonna write a new song for it.
No, they never do that.
Everybody gets to be in on it.
Oh, I guess that would be maybe a new song will come out before. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that'd be a good way to market your song.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a money grab, dude.
Yeah, interesting.
Hey, hire me, people.
I mean, Dre is already on that, dude.
Hire me.
All right. Da, 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 ba, ba, ba. You know, when I listen to stuff and people do that when they're thinking, they go da 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 ba, 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 it irritates the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And then when I catch myself doing it,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, this life isn't worth living.
Nice.
So The Many Saints of Newark came out on HBO Max.
Oh.
Haven't watched it.
Same here.
But Sopranos, go.
Sopranos, one of the best shows ever.
Thank you.
James Gandolfini. Sad that he's kind of in the same vein as George Costanza, but I'm glad that we got him for that show because, like, you know, he didn't really. That's who he is.
That's who he was.
Right. He's Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
And like, I know for a while afterwards, he's like, "Yo, it's bullshit that I fucking can't get hired anywhere else."
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's who you are, dude.
He had a couple roles that were pretty good, but it kind of like, you know, he had a movie with Julia Louis-Dreyfus that was really good.
Yep.
I can't remember what it's called now. Yeah. So yeah, it's lasting impression. You know?
Yeah. But so thoughts on Sopranos? Great show. Really, I don't feel like it's a controversial thing to say.
Oh,
I think
no,
everyone should agree.
Not. Yeah.
Everyone should agree. If you haven't seen it,
right,
that means you probably also haven't seen The Wire. So you need to watch that too.
Yes.
There's the little era of HBO that like they destroyed television.
Yeah.
They destroyed it.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yep. The Wire got so overlooked because of Sopranos that if you watched Sopranos when it was on and didn't watch The Wire, you got a nice little treat waiting for you.
What about
there.
Deadwood?
I never watched that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another
I've
really
always
good
heard
show.
about it that I just never.
Same era.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What about the one with Dexter?
Dexter?
No, the same actor, but he was in.
Was it like 6 Feet Under or something?
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah.
Same era.
Yeah.
HBO killed it for a little while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought 6 Feet Under was on another channel.
Showtime?
Maybe.
It was either Showtime or HBO.
Yeah, same. Whatever.
But like, it's another one of those things where like that's a show. I think a lot of shows got overlooked when The Sopranos was on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed it.
Killed it.
God.
They ran the Emmys and shit.
And also the kid, he has a podcast with the sister from the show.
Okay.
what are their names on the show again? Anthony,
AJ, and Meadow.
Yeah, AJ and Meadow. They have a show called Pajama Pants.
That's funny.
And they go on your mom's house every now and again. They're funny, dude.
Yeah.
They're fucking funny.
Meadow went on. She was on Entourage for a while.
Yeah.
And Chris Moltisanti, Michael Imperioli, who plays him, and Bobby, they have a podcast too.
Okay.
Where I think they are like rewatching The Sopranos.
That's a lot of people are doing that.
Yeah,
like
The
The Office
Office
has like 7 shows that break down The Office.
Rob Lowe has a Parks and Rec one now.
Yeah. The fucking Scrubs.
Yeah. Well, that Office Ladies one with Pam
it's like
and
one of the top
the blonde Angela. It became like the biggest podcast.
It's crazy.
Out there. Yeah.
It's
Other
crazy.
than
Banter.
There's a show called Banter.
There's a show out there with 2 episodes. 2! And it overtook Joe Rogan as the #1 show on Spotify.
I just don't understand. That's our show.
And it's called Banter. That's our name, dude.
Apparently it's about video gaming.
How does that work? Why are you stealing our name for something that doesn't fucking work?
Yeah.
Don't make me turn into Tony Soprano.
We're probably going to have to sue him, I think.
We could.
Yeah.
We have grounds.
I guess.
I have a cousin who's a lawyer.
We should have put our name on a blockchain so that we could prove that we fucking owned it.
I understand what you mean.
All right. James Bond.
Idris Elba.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. You know?
So I've heard some rumblings lately that there's people who are upset because Daniel Craig said there should be a female equivalent. Mm. And also people don't like the idea of James Bond being black.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous bullshit.
Yeah.
I heard the argument that, like, why would a black guy go to a place like Siberia and not stick out like a sore thumb? It's like, dude, one of the most recent ones was in Africa, and it was a white guy. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, James Bond has just been around for so long.
It's a character.
It's one of those things that people just latch onto, and, like, that's what James Bond is, and that's what James Bond needs to be. It's like that with everything.
James Bond is like it's a faceless whole of a character, and it's just the idea. It's an idea of a fucking spy. James Bond. You could name the movie a James Bond series, and it can be a female. She could be paraplegic. It doesn't matter.
But that's the thing. It hasn't been.
Right.
It's not like.
But it's at the point now where it's gone past the like who realistically that isn't a crazy person goes James Bond. Oh yeah, that's the white guy, right? The white guy.
No, for real.
You know, it's like, come on. It's a spy, is what it is.
But that's why people, are saying that.
Yeah.
Because it always has been a handsome white dude.
Right.
It always has been.
Right.
So the people who are really into James Bond, which is not me, say, well, that's what it has to be.
Yeah, it's weird to me because I go, if you really like James Bond, you like the idea of what that person represents, which is a sleuthy spy, debonair, fucking like person who's really cosmopolitan, good at fucking getting out of. You don't love. What's the other Pierce Brosnan?
Right.
You love the person that Pierce Brosnan embodies.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I hear you, dude. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I think
a female James Bond movie would be dope as fuck because it would be like she would. I don't know. Like you think about all the shit that a woman could get into that a guy just doesn't have access to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just so
It's almost
cool.
too easy.
Yeah.
Okay. I only got a couple more here. Squid Games?
I'm excited to watch it, but I don't want to watch the overdubbed version of it, and because I started to, and I was like, oh, this is like hard to watch with English coming out of it.
Okay.
And I don't want to sit there and read right now. Mm-hmm. Because my ADHD brain is like, you're fucking on 2 phones and watching something and playing with your dog all at the same time.
So Squid Games, for anybody who doesn't know, is apparently the biggest show ever.
Yeah.
Apparently it's the biggest show Netflix has ever done. And I watched the preview the other day, and I got to be honest, I have zero interest in watching it. Zero. I don't give a fuck about that.
Do you know what it's about?
Yeah, it's about there's a bunch of money, and they've recruited these people, and then if you lose the childhood game, you die.
Yeah.
I don't
know why.
I have zero interest in watching that.
Yeah, I know. It seems like I know it like specifically this hasn't been done, but it seems like it's been done.
Yeah.
You know?
Like it's very
It's Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
It's fucking what was that Japanese one that came out years ago?
Like
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale, yeah. It's kind of the same thing, but it's with childhood games and I don't know, man. I don't
What's
get it.
What's the spin? Maybe there's a spin.
I don't get
we don't know
why this is so big.
Yeah, maybe there's a spin.
I only saw the preview. Yeah. The Rock made his rap debut. You don't even have to hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
You don't even have to. Well, how do you feel about that?
It's
that The Rock is a rapper now.
Of course he is.
What the fuck is this guy doing?
Every time something like this happens, I just go, there's no saving our world. It's so far down the toilet that like all the movies were right.
Yeah.
The Earth is just spiraling into chaos.
If you had to take a guess.
He's the president next. I know.
There's rumors that he's going to run.
He just, he wanted to get his name out there through a rap song before he put his name into the presidency campaign.
Yeah. Yeah. If you had to guess, what's he rapping about? I've heard it. What's he rapping about?
I bet you it's uplifting. But here's the thing is he did it with Tech Nine, which Tech Nine's not out there doing positive rap.
No. So
he's doing thought rap.
There's a whole lot of swearing going on.
The Rock swears?
Oh yeah.
You've never my cock.
You've never seen Ballers on HBO.
No.
Yeah. The Rock likes to fucking
You're telling me the whole time he's not smiling with his big dumb bald head.
in Ballers, he actually does a really good job.
Yeah.
It's not the fucking journey to the center of the earth.
I'm going to save the world from the biggest earthquake that's ever happened.
Yeah,
and as the buildings fall, I'm going to ride a window all the way to the bottom and save a crying baby on the way.
It's the best vehicle I've seen him actually utilize his talent. For sure.
I'd say wrestling was pretty close too.
Yeah. But in this, it's a lot about just motivational, fucking doing it, fucking, everything's about, we gotta get on top of it and doing this shit. And it's not good. It's real bad.
I can't
Tech
imagine
Nine's
it
verse
would
is
be.
kind of dope, I guess.
Tech Nine's a good rapper.
Yeah, but,
that's the only thing that I kind of say cool, that he picked Tech Nine.
Yeah.
Because he could have access to anybody if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And he picked somebody who's kind of counterculture, hip hop, thoughtful.
Yeah. It's calculated.
Who's he trying to reach with this?
He's already reached everyone. He's just doing something because he can.
It's so weird.
He's doing
I
something
didn't know about this until today when I walked in and you said, "Hey, did you know about
Maybe he
this?"
owes Tech Nine money. And Tech Nine's like, well, this is how you can pay me back without giving me money because it'll just happen now. I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's weird.
What do you think about it? 5 words.
Please stop now.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Please stop now. Don't. No more.
I can do it in 3 words. We get it.
Yeah.
You're big. We get it. That's my 5.
Shut the fuck up, big dummy. That's 6. Whatever. All right, one more.
Okay.
Facebook and Instagram went down for almost a whole day the other day. And I know you don't have social media. So you didn't even notice, really, nope. And you don't really care.
Nope.
But
it shut the world down.
Yeah. Yes, because WhatsApp got shut down too. And apparently the rest of the world uses WhatsApp like we use, text messaging, stuff like that. And it really it was big deal. Yeah. When it happened.
I'm going to triple down and say we need to break up these companies, this a 5-year plan thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do you think, is this an overreaction, a level reaction, or an underreaction to say that this could possibly be, hacks like this could possibly be...
it was a hack?
They're not saying it is, but I mean, come on.
Hey, okay. I thought you were saying that we know it's a hack.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Facebook employees couldn't even get into their building.
This is good because I don't know any. I've actively stayed away from the headlines about it because I so don't give a fuck, and it doesn't even affect me 1%.
Do you think these hacks are the first domino falling in the death of internet and how things are run now?
No.
doesn't seem super vulnerable to you.
Oh,
that
it's
everything is just floating around.
I think that is 100% accurate, and I don't think that this is going to do anything to change how people. Because really, in reality, the only thing propping this thing up is the way that people interact with it, and people are so blindly just like, oh yeah, I'll have it for free, that we'll never see it change.
Okay.
I think it's going to be vulnerable forever until it's somewhat mandated by the government, or like some rules and stipulations are thrown out there that everyone agrees on is like a tolerable measure to control it. And I know a lot of people would say, well, that takes away the whole idea of a free market and capitalism. But when it's this utilized by so many people, it becomes a utility.
Right.
And you need to have some control over what we do with it. And I think that people, as long as people continue to interact with it the way they do now, we won't ever see it. We're not gonna. People aren't gonna actively just stop using it.
Okay.
And run away from it. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I agree with you. What if I told you that the night before the hack, a whistleblower...
I heard about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That happened the night before.
Yeah.
Where the whistleblower came out and said that everything that we know about Facebook, everybody pretty much knows, is all like
true
on purpose.
I know. Have you watched that documentary yet?
No.
Watch it.
I'm just saying,
listening,
dude,
watch it.
A whistleblower goes on, does this, and then the next day, everything goes down.
Yeah.
They're connected.
Sure.
Elaborate.
Well,
I'm just saying, dude, Facebook runs the internet now. Yeah. They run the fucking internet. And the fact that it was so easily just like taken away and taken down, and the fact that, you know, the majority of people on the internet depend on Facebook and their products. Like, it starts there. They're almost like the gatekeeper. Like, if you want to infiltrate the internet and how people do things, you go through there.
Do we know what
because
was
Facebook's
taken?
like, come on in.
Do you know what was taken?
No, because nothing's being released.
Yeah.
But that is billions of people's personal data that's at risk.
Not even
now.
just personal data. It's profiles of age groups. It's the way people build marketing agencies are built from the data mining that happens when you sign up for Facebook and you say, yes, I understand it's free, and yes, I still want to use it. And then they go ahead and they track your activity just based off of, like, how do you interact with a post? How do you interact with when someone sends you an email that says you have a notification? How quickly do you like this thing? When you see this ad, do you say remove from my, all those small little details that builds a profile of a 34-year-old white male in Maine, of a 32-year-old white male in Maine. And then that gets sold to marketing companies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
for sure. But if all that information doesn't just stay with Facebook and all of a sudden everybody has access to it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was trying to say is it's not just your personal information. It's more than that.
Right.
So, like, it's already too late.
I agree. I agree. The first dominoes have already fallen.
Yeah.
But is this like the next step?
Into what?
Into fucking straight up chaos, dude.
I hope so.
Because we've talked about this before, we're still kind of in the Wild West days of like what the internet can actually be.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I hope so. Because something drastic has to happen, clearly, for people to pull the power away from these companies.
Right.
You know? The fact that they can build what they've already built as far as understanding the population of the world and coming up with these like very complex web of understanding bullet points for just pick a group.
Yeah.
Pick a group. They can tell you, generically speaking, how the majority of them will react to whatever it is that you have a question about. They can tell you that.
Right.
The fact that it's gotten that far, it's like we've already lost, you know?
Yeah.
The only way that we start to see this stuff crumble is by drastic action, and maybe that's a hack, or maybe the people get off their fucking dick and they stop giving these companies the power that they already have once you pull it away. But even at that point, they're gonna they offer an inch to get a mile from you. So they're going to say, okay, well, we promise not to do this thing. But it's because they already have 4 other backdoor ways to get that same information through other avenues.
Right.
You got to dismantle it.
You got to.
Have to.
And it's not... We've touched on this program so many times, man. I just called our show a program. I think I'm old.
Public access.
Ay.
Ay caramba.
Ay caramba. The product, the social media, what social media is not going to go away. But like you said, that theory you had, or the solution, or whatever the fuck it was called.
Something like that.
Something needs to happen. There needs to be like a rotating, like there's too much power.
Yeah.
The reason why we vote different politicians in every 4 years is because there's too much
Absolute
power.
Power corrupts, absolutely.
Yeah, and now we have these social media companies that have too much fucking power. And
it's not a free market anymore, because look at how many companies Zuck and Facebook have bought up because they start to threaten what they're doing.
Right.
Every WhatsApp, Instagram, all that shit was not a Facebook company at first.
Nope, now it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely encourage everyone to go watch that documentary, The Social Dilemma.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I still need to watch that.
It's so good. If you want to get a little freaked out, it's a great way to do it. Dude, between that and the other one that I watched, which I can't remember the name of, but it was about the impact that it has on, like, youth.
Yeah.
Between the two of those, it was enough for me to actually pull the plug on social media.
Yeah. The one good thing that I can see from, like, what Facebook has become, silver lining here, is that it's not cool to kids anymore.
It's not.
Yeah. Like Hendrik, my kid is 15. He doesn't have Facebook. He doesn't even want it.
So Facebook's strictly for our age and older.
Yeah.
And then the problem is, and I don't even know if TikTok is having a negative effect, but I mean, dude.
I'm sure it is.
There's some scary shit that happens. When I share a video with you through a text message, it gives me an alert on my fucking TikTok app that you watched it.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't know.
It's not that I shared it through the app. I shared it through it. That's why I've started downloading the videos and then sending them to you. I'm still doing the thing, but now it's like not tracking that. It probably is still. Fucking knows.
Right. Yeah, that is weird.
It's so weird, dude. That's not like, where did I say it was okay for you to access my text messages and the numbers and my contacts and shit?
Right. I got it, dude. TikTok. There's some funny shit on there. Mm-hmm. But
it's perpetuating ADHD culture.
Well, for sure. But how many times can you see... Look, I'm trying to tread around this. So, women, girls, you can do whatever the hell you want. Mm-hmm. Honestly. Like, it's not my place to say that you shouldn't be dancing, or anything like that. But holy fuck, man. No. Every single girl is putting their phone in front of their face with barely anything on and is dancing. And you can I scroll Instagram, I scroll Twitter, because Instagram has reels and TikTok has this and all that. It's so many.
I know.
And you never, it's like, God, is that girl 18? Like, what? It's like, holy fuck. Like, there's no filter as to
hyper, and like, this is where it starts to get hard, is because I see it and I go, this is like hyper-sexualization of whoever,
Yeah.
The problem is, people would say, well, like, you're the one who's interpreting it as sexual.
I guess.
And I understand that. And so, like, I do everything I can to not be a part of that. But at the end of the day, I know that your algorithm, based off of how long you and this is more scary shit, based off of how long you watch a video, you don't have to like it.
Right.
How long you watch it, it'll feed you more or less depending on how long you watch it. So your feed is essentially catered to you. Yeah. So I scroll past that shit as quick as I can, but I'll tell you what, it still pops in there.
There's so many.
There's so many
much of it. Yeah.
And they're so popular.
Like, you can't avoid it.
You
can't.
Dude, if you look at like the videos I've liked.
Oh, yeah.
And the ones that I've shared with you guys.
Yeah.
It's all like really, really weird, really dark stuff that's like not really supposed to be funny, but I'm like, this is funny to me.
Yeah.
And it's still giving me hot girl dancing videos.
Oh, yeah.
And the problem, here's the crazy part, another problem. I see TikTok videos that are like talking about that, and it's from a girl's point of view, and they're like, all I see is hot guys.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So there is some truth to it. It's catered to you.
Weird.
But all that information that they're gathering, once again, I don't like that they're pulling that because they know who I am.
Right.
You sign up, they're like, how old are you? What's your name? Where are you from? Yeah. What's your gender? What's your nationality?
I need to get rid of it all.
Yeah.
I use Instagram because of this, but not even that much anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well,
it's dark.
Thanks
for listening.
Yeah.
Everybody.
When we first sat down to do this, we were like, God, I don't know if we have a lot to talk about.
I know. It's been an hour and a half.
Now we're an hour and a half in. So we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're done.
We're going to wrap this shit up.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining. Download, like, subscribe, give us a review.
Share.
Come on.
Email.
Put some shit down. If you've been with us for a while, come on. Help us out. And if you're a new listener, just hit the 5 stars. It's not that hard.
Can it just be cool one time?
Yeah, just fucking do it.
Can you just be cool for a second?
We will be back in 2 weeks, I assume.
Yeah.
So we'll be recording 2 weeks from today. And get this. So we didn't have a game to watch today. Premier League's off because of international break. But 11:30, 2 weeks from today, Manchester United versus Liverpool.
Wow.
Boom.
So we got a live to watch.
We got a live game to watch. And the game right before that, West Ham versus Tottenham, which is a good match. Also at the same time, Brentford's playing. I fucking love when all three of them are playing this. It's fucking awesome. That happened last week. Mm-hmm. So yeah, some stuff to look forward to. We'll probably talk some soccer.
Yeah, I'll probably wear all my Tottenham gear that I got.
Yeah. Just for people who know me well, I know I didn't talk about it at all, but go fucking Red Sox. Go fucking Red Sox, baby.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, they fucking had a killer ass game the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking 14-6, beat the Rays. Fucking crushing the ball. They play again today in an hour and a half, 4 o'clock. Nathan Eovaldi on the mound. Can't fucking wait, dude. Can't fucking wait. Fuck the Rays. Let's fucking go.
All right. Well, Dave's excited.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, like Dave said, like, share, review, comment, share, review, like.
Yeah, do all that shit.
Rate it.
Yeah. Old episode coming out next weekend.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Cool. See you later.
Drake sucks.